Have you missed the snow? Today we have all possible electric snow vehicles and we are going to make an epic battle. Let's go! Hi there, as usually it's me, just a voiceover. You're watching Review Machines, and finally we've got snow. A lot of snow. And it's a good reason to make an epic video. Today we've gathered all possible electric vehicles for winter, snowmobiles, snow bikes and snowboards, with only one requirement. The vehicle must be electric. And now we'll find out what these newest machines can actually do in the snow. But before that, please consider subscribing our channel, my friends, it's really important for us. By the way, all these machines were made in one custom studio, which is called Eleikio. All the vehicles use the same battery. It's the most powerful and effective battery, it's interchangeable, besides it's easy to detach and install it. I'll tell you about the advantages of such a solution a bit later. Meantime, it seems we are ready to hit the road. Let's go! So today we have in our inventory electric snowmobiles, snow bikes and snowboards. Just imagine how much noise we would make if we had gas vehicles instead of electric ones. But we are sweeping through the fields, enjoying the wind and fresh winter air without the engine noise and exhaust. Besides, we do not make any inconveniences for the locals. As I said, the most interesting feature is that all these machines use the same battery. This is a heavy dirty battery that can be recharged 2500 times. This battery is an expensive equipment, but the good news is that you can use it in several different vehicles. In addition to winter vehicles, this battery can be used in ATVs, buggies, motorbikes and even motorboats. I think it's a very peculiar solution, but let's look at each of these machines. Let's begin our review with the snow bikes, the most interesting electric vehicles. There are two versions, Tourist and Sport. Now we see Tourist model. The frame is made of aluminum. The weight is 115 kilos. The power of the motor is 15 kilowatts. The battery is 72 volts, 4 kWh capacity. It's possible to install here two batteries. There is front and rear suspension with good kinematic. The width of the track is 22 cm, the seat is height adjustable. There is a headlamp, dashboard and handle heaters. We also have a model which is called Sport. The main difference is that it's smaller, but the motor and the battery are the same. Although only one battery can be installed here. The weight of the Sport model is 95 kilos. The total length of the track is less. The width is the same, 22 cm. Well, shall we try it? In general, snow bikes are not a new idea, but they usually mean an enduro motorcycle where a track is installed instead of the rear wheel. Thus, the motorcycle doesn't stand idle in winter, but there are also disadvantages: a large load on the engine. In our case, the snow bike has a shorter base, it's lighter. The contact spot is larger, which means better cross-country ability and handling. And we have all the advantages of electric drive, of course. A lot of emotions in the silence and purity of the air. But let's look for the cons. In my opinion, it's the only one here. It's a limited range. The Tourist model drives up to 25 km on one battery, Sport model up to 30. But they certainly make an impressive Hurricane. Let's try to measure the maximum. I should mention here that the maximum speed is limited by the controller settings. It can be adjusted. The more speed, the less power reserve, and vice versa. So you have to understand, we only check the current settings. As you can see, in our case, we were able to reach a speed of about 72 km per hour. But again, it's just a matter of settings. Well, as we can see, an electric snow bike is a very serious device. For all its simplicity and friendliness, it will provide emotions from riding. But what if you want something even more evil and sporty? In this case, there is such a thing, an electric snowboard, and it's really a sports equipment. For all its compactness, it's charged with a powerful electric motor 25 kW and the same battery 4 kWh capacity. There is a chain drive on the track. The dimensions are 140 cm length and 45 width, and the total weight is 70 kilos. There is a small dashboard, but in static it's hard to understand how it works. It's much more interesting to watch it in action. Let's go! The electric snowboard is a sport equipment for those who find snowmobiles too simple and who want to move to another, more athletic level. It will take some training and experience to unlock the possibilities of electric snowboarding. If you haven't seen it yet, I strongly recommend you to watch a detailed review of the thing on our channel. Now I just want to remind you that due to the high speed and relatively low weight, the board literally goes like a shot and allows you to maneuver like on a regular board or even surfing. But I repeat, this thing is not for lazy persons. It will require a serious efforts from the rider, but in return it will give you a powerful dose of drive and adrenaline. Let's try to check the top speed. In general, according to the official specs, the maximum speed here is 70 km per hour. But as we remember, this is more a matter of settings. So our rider was able to accelerate over 80 km per hour at the moment when the camera fell off. Impressive for a snowboard, isn't it? Next we found an area with deep enough snow and an interesting climb. Let's try it here. I repeat, these devices do not weigh so much, so the depth of the snow is not an obstacle. In such snow we can easily maneuver and moreover even climb up to the slope. If we talk about the practicality of this equipment, then this is clearly not about it. These cars are unlikely to be suitable for work and long-distance travel, but they are perfect for rental at some winter resort, or as an excellent tool to fight routine stress on weekends. And here is just another excellent demonstration of the powerful traction of the electric. Meanwhile, we have a lunch break here, and there is even a food court with a microwave and a kettle, and all this is powered by the so-called portable electric cans. In short, these are huge power banks, from which you can power anything and recharge equipment. While our riders are busy snacking, I am studying another interesting product, an electric snowblower, a quiet and powerful 15 kW unit. With a 4 kWh battery, it will last up to 8 hours of operation. The snowboards and snowbikes are great, but we also have more classic winter transport. Of course, we are talking about snowmobiles. The Tixi snowmobile is now on your screens. The motor power can be selected when ordering, up to 30 kilowatts. The battery is also either universal detachable 4 kWh or stationary with a heater and capacity 11 kWh. There is good standard suspension with a stroke of 160 mm in front and 300 mm in the rear. There is comfortable seat, heated handles. The length of the track is 3000 mm and 380 mm wide. And this is a simple and more utility Arctic snowmobile with a minimalistic design and 500 mm track on a simple roller suspension. Its weight is 225 kilos. The Arctic is equipped with a motor 20 kilowatts. And the surprise awaits us under the hood. In addition to the removable universal battery, here we can observe a generator that turns a snowmobile into a hybrid vehicle, allowing you to charge the battery wherever you want. Electric snowmobiles are powerful silent machines that require almost no maintenance, and they are ideal for rental, use in hunting, farms and so on. These snowmobiles are extremely easy to handle. They steer perfectly due to their relatively low weight and low center of gravity. These are pretty nimble cars, as you can see. The Arctic accelerates at current settings up to 55 km per hour and the Tixi up to 65. Well, if we talk about the disadvantages, then again, only the limited range comes to my mind. So Tixi with one battery travels up to 20 kilometers, and the Arctic is around 15. But as we remember, you can install several batteries at once, increasing the power reserve up to 120 kilometers. And let's not forget that the Arctic is also allows you to install a generator, so you can charge the battery anywhere, and in general it's a cool option that you can always have a generator with you on a trip. You know, there are a lot of applications for it. So my friends, we got acquainted with all the electric vehicles. I tried to tell you about all the features, pros and cons of these techniques, and as we can see today, electric transport is very impressive. I think in the near future it will be more and more popular, and the regular winter transport become a thing of the past, only occasionally recalling itself in random meetings, such as in this episode. Well, it's time to speak about the prices. Actually, the price seriously depends on the configuration, the number of the batteries and so on. For example, the cost of a universal battery is $1,500. Then I tell you the prices without battery. The Snowbike Tourist costs $6,000. The Snowbike Spot from $5,600. The electric snowboard Elec costs $3,000. The Arctic snowmobile from $6,000. Tixi snowmobile also starts from $6,000. Well, and the snowblower from $2,000. Let's go today, my friends. Thanks for having a ride with us. Please check another our video about other similar vehicles. Stay with us. There will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.